Welcome to Braga, the heart of Catholicism in Portugal. The Braga Cathedral, known as Sé de Braga, is the oldest cathedral in the entire country. Built nearly 1,000 years ago, this isn't just a church, it's a doorway into the soul of Portuguese faith, art, and history. As we begin outside, notice how the facade reflects centuries of architectural evolution, from Romanesque stonework to Gothic towers and Baroque detail. Every layer of this building tells a story of the church's endurance through Portugal's medieval kingdoms, its age of discovery, and the faith that has carried generations of Catholics to today. Let's start with the breathtaking exterior of Braga Cathedral, an architectural tapestry that reveals nearly 1,000 years of Catholic and Portuguese history. Notice the imposing twin towers, which give the cathedral its fortress-like appearance. These towers, added in medieval times, served both as a visible symbol of faith and as a literal sanctuary for the community during moments of danger. The grand entrance is framed by 3 pointed Gothic arches, richly adorned with carvings of saints. Above these arches, a series of statues stand as silent witnesses to centuries of prayer and pilgrimage. The decorative stonework, from the intricate pinnacles to the strong squared details of the upper level, reveals a fascinating blend of Romanesque solidity and later Gothic elegance. As you gaze up at the facade, you can see the Baroque touches added during Portugal's Golden Age, including ornate crests and the cross at the summit. Each element here represents faith rooted in history, an unbroken tradition carried by the people of Braga across the ages. Stepping inside, the atmosphere shifts immediately. The dim light, the soaring stone arches, and the glimmer of gilded woodwork invite us into a sacred silence. This isn't just a monument, it has been an active place of worship for more than 900 years, with masses still celebrated daily. Look at the vast nave leading to the high altar, crowned by an intricate Baroque readable shimmering with gold. The altar itself was crafted as a triumph of Portuguese religious art, its purpose to lift the faithful's eyes heavenward, pointing always to Christ and his sacrifice. Stepping into the main nave of Braga Cathedral, you're greeted by a breathtaking procession of arches that draw your eyes forward to the luminous sanctuary. The soaring stone columns and vaulted ceiling surround you with an aura of majesty and solemnity, evoking centuries of worship and prayer. Notice the vastness of the space designed to elevate your spirit and to unite the faithful under its protective embrace. On either side, intricate gilded woodwork projects dramatically from the chancel, a signature of Portuguese Baroque artistry. These ornate balconies, once reserved for clergy and musicians, add a layer of golden brilliance to the cathedral's austere medieval stone. Even with today's visitors moving quietly about, the nave carries a powerful sense of sacred tradition, a living place where ordinary lives meet the extraordinary mystery of faith. Here at the heart of Braga Cathedral stands the magnificent main altar, a breathtaking focal point for worship and celebration. The altar itself is carved with exquisite detail, displaying scenes from the life of Christ and flanked by delicate columns and Gothic arches that echo the cathedral's grandeur. Above, sunlight pours through stained glass windows, illuminating the intricate vaulted ceiling and bathing the sanctuary in a gentle, sacred glow. The ceiling's elegant stonework, with its web of finely carved ribs, draws the gaze upward, inviting contemplation of heavenly mysteries. Surrounding the altar, dark wooden choir stalls embrace the sanctuary in a semicircle, once filled with the voices of clergy chanting daily prayers. Nearby, masterpieces of blue and white azulejo tilework tell the story of Braga's faith, while gold candlesticks and velvet-lined furnishings add warmth and richness. Every element in this space works together to lift the hearts of the faithful, reminding all who enter that, at the altar, earthly beauty converges with divine presence. Along the sides, you'll find chapels dedicated to saints and bishops. One of the most significant is the Chapel of King João I, where royal tombs rest, recalling the deep connection between church and crown in Portugal. Another highlight is the Treasury Museum, housing relics and sacred objects once used in pilgrimages and processions. Turning now to the side altar, we're greeted by a scene of radiant gold and exquisite craftsmanship. This altar, framed by soaring Corinthian columns and sculpted arches, is a showcase of Baroque artistry, designed to draw the eye and inspire awe. At its center, a richly gilded readable rises in tiers, adorned with statues of saints and intricate reliefs. Every surface shimmers with gold leaf and vibrant color, a testament to the skill of local artisans and the generosity of past patrons. Overhead, delicate stucco work decorates the vaulted canopy, while traditional candle chandeliers cast a warm, sacred glow across the entire space. This side altar is more than just decoration. It represents the deep tradition of offering special places within the cathedral for honoring particular saints or mysteries of faith. Here, generations have paused to pray, light votive candles, and seek intercession, adding their hopes and petitions to the living history of Braga Cathedral. This striking altar in the temples of Braga Cathedral is dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, a devotion that holds a special place in Portuguese Catholic spirituality. The statue at the center radiates compassion and divine love, Christ's heart visible and aflame, an eternal invitation to trust in His mercy. Ornate red and gold panels, flanked by Corinthian columns, frame the Sacred Heart, signifying both the majesty and the intimacy of Christ's love for humanity. The halo of rays surrounding His head, the gentle gesture revealing His heart, and the peaceful visage all draw worshippers into silent prayer. For generations, the faithful have gathered here to find hope and consolation, bringing their joys and sorrows to the Sacred Heart. This altar is not just a work of art, but a living center of devotion, a place where the power of Christ's love continues to comfort and inspire all who enter Braga Cathedral. This side altar inside Braga Cathedral is a masterwork of Baroque devotion and artistry. The readable is lavishly gilded, with layers of carved foliage and religious motifs rising in intricate patterns toward the arched crown. At the center, a statue of a saint, framed by golden columns and delicate detailing, draws the eye and heart inwards to prayer. Each surface glimmers in the soft light, highlighting centuries-old craftsmanship designed to honor the divine in the most beautiful way possible. Just beside, another statue on a pedestal extends a quiet invitation to pause and reflect. It's in chapels like this that everyday faith comes alive, where parishioners have left flowers, lit candles, and offered their petitions through the generations. The entire space radiates a sacred warmth unique to Braga Cathedral's oldest chapels.
Sepulchrum Christi viventis, et gloriam Dei resurgentis. Angeli hostes est, sudarium et vestes, solexit Christus vesnea, precedet sumus in Galilea. Scimus Christum surrexiste, a mortuis rem, ut nobis victor rex.
This side altar presents a striking blend of solemnity and Portuguese artistry within Braga Cathedral. Dominating the altar is a dramatic statue, the Blessed Virgin standing serene, surrounded by ornamental columns and gilded detailing. Flanking the altar, the walls burst to life with traditional blue and white azulejo tile panels, depicting scenes from sacred history and adding a unique local flavor to the chapel. The tiles complement the golden hues of the altar, creating an atmosphere both majestic and distinctly Portuguese. Soft lamplight flickers against the intricate moldings, inviting visitors to kneel in prayer and reflect. For centuries, this space has offered sanctuary and comfort to the faithful, blending devotion, art, and heritage in one moving tableau. This striking side altar is dedicated to Mary, honored here as the Queen of Heaven. The statue stands tall and regal within a golden niche, her crown and scepter signs of her unique role in salvation history. Surrounded by Corinthian columns and intricate gilded details, the entire altar radiates the solemn grandeur of Baroque design. The gentle blue and gold background evokes a sense of serene majesty, while the angels above remind all who enter that this is a sacred place of intercession and protection. Whether in moments of thanksgiving or times of need, generations have paused here to ask Mary's prayers, finding comfort in her steadfast gaze and the warm, radiant setting that wraps this chapel in hope and peace. To the left of the main and side altars stands a striking crucifix, one of the most solemn symbols within Braga Cathedral. Against the raw stone wall, Christ's figure is powerfully illuminated, inviting every visitor to pause in silence and reflection. This simple, elegant cross stands in marked contrast to the ornate altars nearby. Its uncluttered setting reminds us of the heart of Christian faith, the sacrificial love of Christ, whose death and resurrection are commemorated at every Mass in this cathedral. Generations have turned to this crucifix in quiet moments, bringing their gratitude and sorrows, their prayers and petitions. It stands as a perpetual invitation to draw near to Christ, whose love reaches out from this sacred place to all who enter. As we move deeper into the heart of Braga Cathedral, we arrive at one of its most spectacular features, the grand organ loft and choir. Overhead, twin Baroque organs rise in a dazzling display of gilded wood, sculpted figures, and a cascade of silver pipes that stretch out like wings across the nave. Beneath the loft, golden balconies and intricate carvings frame the passageway, leading the eye upwards to a painted ceiling that glows with warm, celestial light. This space was designed not only for breathtaking beauty, but to fill the cathedral with the resonance of sacred music that has accompanied countless masses, feasts, and ceremonies across the centuries. The choir and organ loft are the cathedral's voice and heart, where art and faith merge to lift every liturgy to new heights. Standing here, it's impossible not to feel the lingering presence of all who have sung, played, and prayed in this sacred place. It is a living testament to Braga's enduring Catholic heritage. This solemn tomb belongs to Infante de Afonso, the firstborn son of King João I and Queen Filipa de Lencastre, and the original heir to the crown of Portugal. Born in 1390, Afonso's life promised the continuation of a new royal dynasty, but his story was cut short when he died at just 10 years old. The 15th century tomb is an extraordinary piece, with its wooden baldachin covered in plates of gilded and silvered copper. The effigy of the young prince is crafted with the same precious metals, lying eternally in prayer beneath its ornate canopy. Afonso's resting place is not just a monument to royal heritage. It is a poignant symbol of lost promise and dynastic hope. Thanks to careful restoration, the beauty and dignity of this tomb remain, inviting visitors to reflect on the personal histories woven into the cathedral's ancient stones. The cloister of Braga Cathedral is a hidden oasis of peace and history, away from the grandeur and bustle of the main nave. Built alongside the cathedral over several centuries, the cloister's elegant arcades blend Romanesque and Gothic styles, framing tranquil gardens where time seems to slow. Within these serene walkways lies the chapel dedicated to Saint Lucia. The altar, graced by a radiant statue of the martyr, is surrounded by columns and gilded details that evoke neoclassical and Baroque traditions. This space, set apart from the main flow of visitors, offers a chance to experience the cathedral's spiritual intimacy, where prayers have risen in silence for centuries. Here within the hushed cloister of Braga Cathedral lies the chapel of Our Lady of Piety, a space filled with centuries of faith and memory. Founded around 1513 by Archbishop Diogo de Sousa, whose elegant Renaissance tomb rests within these walls, the chapel invites quiet reflection amidst its neoclassical harmony and golden accents. The altar, crowned by a serene image of the Blessed Virgin Mary, radiates gentle light and a sense of maternal comfort. Gilded columns and delicate flourishes evoke the artistry and devotion of the early Renaissance, while the surrounding statues remind us of the community of saints who share in the prayers of every visitor. This chapel is not merely a monument, but a living testament to devotion, a place where generations have gathered to seek Our Lady's intercession, honor departed clergy, and encounter the presence of Christ in the cathedral's tranquil heart. The cloister and chapels are a living testament to Braga's Catholic heritage and artistic continuity, preserving the devotion of countless generations in their art, architecture, and faith. Braga Cathedral is more than stone, art, or architecture. It is the living heart of Portuguese Catholic history, a place where pilgrims, royalty, and everyday faithful have all prayed side by side. When you walk through its doors, you are stepping into the faith of an entire nation. Thank you for joining me on this tour of Seda Braga. If you'd like to see more journeys through the greatest churches of our Catholic heritage, be sure to subscribe and continue exploring with us.